Can you persist and stay faithful to your desire, your wish fulfilled? Absolutely. And in this video, you will find out exactly how to do that and be able to endure regardless of what the world shows you and receive your wish fulfilled. Faith. Neville Goddard told us in his marvelous lecture, Loyalty to the Unseen, the following: that faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. By faith we understand that the world was created by the word of God, so that all things which are seen were made out of things which do not appear. You see this clearly, you will see that faith does not give reality to unseen things. It is the loyalty to the unseen reality that gives meaning to the word faith. With a better understanding of faith and what it means and how we can be loyal to the unseen reality, that desire, that goal we have, we can have the power of faith, and that is what we will discuss today. This ability and application will supercharge your ability to persist and endure regardless of not seeing your goal manifest yet. Follow along as I read and give commentary and understanding to chapter 25 from The Power of Awareness. Faith. A miracle is the name given by those who have no faith to the works of faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. The very reason for the law of assumption is contained in this quotation. You see, the things that are hoped for, our goals, though we have no visible evidence yet they are unseen. They actually have substance because, as we know, creation is finished and all things already exist, including your goal. You see, we must be faithful to the belief that it exists and it will appear in our lives. And that, my friends, is faith. Neville continues, if there were not a deep-seated awareness that which you hope for had substance and was possible of attainment, it would be impossible to assume the consciousness of being or having it. It is the fact that creation is finished. Past, present, and future exists now, and everything exists that stirs you to hope. And hope, in turn, implies expectation. And without expectation of success, it would be impossible to use consciously the law of assumption. Evidence is a sign of actuality. Now let's pause here and think about this. I can hear some of you now say, but I've had this goal for years. I've been working toward it and it's just not happening. I don't see the evidence. Exactly. That's why you must have faith and belief and endure in believing and imagining it as true, as seeing it as already done in order for it to appear. It's quite ironic, but the evidence or signs only follow. Persistent imagining and using the tools that I have here on my site for you to develop and use your imagination and realize your dreams. Continuing this chapter called Faith, Neville states, thus, this quotation means that faith is the awareness of the reality of that which you assume, a conviction of the reality of things which you do not see, the mental perception of the reality of the invisible. Consequently, it is obvious that a lack of faith means disbelief in the existence of that which you desire. And that mental perception can be developed and must be developed for you to go from disbelief to belief and reach your goals. Neville goes on to say, inasmuch as that which you experience is the faithful reproduction of your state of consciousness, lack of faith will mean perpetual failure in any conscious use of the law of assumption. So you will continue to fail if you have that lack of faith. Neville says that in all the ages of history, faith has played a major role. It permeates all the great religions of the world, and it is woven all through mythology, and yet it is almost universally misunderstood. Contrary to popular opinion, the efficacy of faith is not due to the work of any outside agency. It is from first to last an activity of your own consciousness through the power of your imagination. Now, regardless of your faith, your religion, it's really not about that. What we're talking about here is developing and using faith. And of course, the Bible is a great source for explanation and understanding and application of faith. So notice open-mindedly as Neville continues. The Bible is full of many statements about faith, the true meaning of which few are aware. Here are some typical examples. Unto us the gospel was preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached, notice, did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. So in this quotation, the us and the them make clear that all of us hear the gospel. Gospel means good news. Very obviously, good news for you would be that you had attained your desire. This is always being preached to you by your infinite self. Man, is that powerful. So we are actually teaching and preaching to our infinite self, our deeper self, that which is connected to the quantum field, the universe, and God, where the unseen is actually a reality waiting to be manifested and occupied by us in our real world. Wow, it's actually very deep. Your infinite self. To hear that which you desire does exist, and you need only to accept it in consciousness is good news. Not mixing it with faith means to deny the reality of that which you desire. Hence, there is no profit, attainment possible. O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? Matthew 17:17. For the meaning of faithless has been made clear. Perverse means turned the wrong way. In other words, the consciousness of not being what you want to be. To be faithless, that is, to disbelieve in the reality of that which you assume, is to be perverse. How long shall I be with you? Means that the fulfillment of your desire is predicated upon your change to the right state of consciousness. It is just as though that which you desire is telling you that it will not be yours until you turn from being faithless and perverse to righteousness. That is, the belief and state of mind that it is already yours. As already stated, righteousness is the consciousness of already being what you want to be. By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured, how? As seeing him who is invisible. Egypt means darkness, belief in many gods, causes. The king symbolizes the power of outside conditions or circumstances. He is your concept of yourself as already being what you want to be, enduring as seeing him who is invisible. This is important. Notice this. Enduring as seeing him who is invisible means persisting in the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled. And friends, we each have the capacity and the ability to develop the faith that will give us the persistence and endurance that we need to be successful in persisting that our wish is already fulfilled. It's already ours. Thus, this quotation means that by persisting in the assumption that you already are the person you want to be, you rise above doubt and fear and belief in the power of outside conditions or circumstances. And your world inevitably conforms to your assumption. And it does, friends. I've experienced these manifestations of my life and my desires, and I've seen it with my clients. And there are so many true stories of people, by maintaining their faith and persisting in imagining that it's already theirs, have brought about the reality in their life. Because most of us have been programmed really from childhood to not believe in what we don't see. The ironic thing is that many of my clients, in the first couple of weeks of working with them, develop doubts, fears, and disbelief because they're starting to give up too soon. They don't stick with it. They may be challenged to get over the natural belief of the majority in the power of outside conditions or circumstances being the cause of their developing reality, whereas it comes from within, as within, without. That is what we must have faith in and stick to in order to realize our dreams. The dictionary definitions of faith, the assent of the mind or understanding to the truth, unwavering adherence to principle, are so pertinent that they might well have been written with the law of assumption in mind. Double concludes, faith does not question. Faith knows. Faith does not question. Faith knows. Thank you so much for watching, and please click for more to find out how you too can develop your faith and realize your dreams.